I thought I would do a day of kind of being in the office, because there's so many people I meet who follow me and don't know what I do. So I thought I would say a bit more about what I actually do. Well, I'm having my morning coffee. I'm not a morning person. I need coffee before I do anything. It's funny, I used to like beat myself up about not being a morning person all the time, but I think I've now just accepted it, and I'm like, if I need to be somewhere, if I need to be up at 4 in the morning, I will be up at 4 in the morning. But when I'm working from home and having an office day, I'm not up massively early, 8 o'clock, because I'm like, I'm just not a morning person and I don't function very well on a morning. So I'm just sourcing footage to begin with, and then I've already put together some little like basic clips just to give people an idea of what I'm doing, because I tend to, with videos, before I put tons of work into it, I'll do like a basic kind of sketch of what it's going to be like and throw some music in that I like, and then send that off and see if that is the vibe that they want. This is my mum ringing me. But as I was saying, I put like a basic sketch together, and then I send that to them, give them an idea of what they want, or if it's the total wrong vibe, then they can tell me, and then I will put the work in after that and start, fine-tuning it and colour grading it and transitions and everything else. So that is what I'm currently doing for Iceland. The life of a photographer that works for multiple companies. Big ass hard drive for one of the companies, smaller hard drives for different companies, and there is actually another one plugged into here as well. Proofread one more time my next article for Scribehound, which is all about picking up. So that is a little preview, which you're probably not allowed to have. I realise a lot of this video is just going to be me talking. But I've just finished, so I've done my little video clips, sent those off. I've proofread my Scribehound article, and I've done my little news blasts, so they are all done and dusted. I am now going to proofread some documents for Kenjum, which is where I went in Brazil. So we have a whole backend system for the travel company in which we can do a lot of work. We can build documents for any destination, etc. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff in the backend system where we do all of our work. And then obviously it pulls it all together and looks nice and pretty when we send it to clients. So, well, I'm just on my dog walk. I usually wait for the afternoon to do a dog walk, but it is sunny today. And I guarantee if I wait, it'll rain this afternoon. So I'm gonna do a bit of training with the doggies, a bit of steadiness training. Yeah, it's just a glorious day. So here I'm just trying to do a bit of steadiness training. Again, Tasha taught me this little thing, and I used to do it just with Milo, but now obviously Pip needs it as well. And you pretty much just throw dummies around them. They have to sit still. I don't mind if they turn their bums to face me, but they have to just sit still while dummies get thrown around them, and it just desensitizes them to things being thrown over them, or eventually this will translate to birds flying over them, birds landing near them, etc.
And then I go on to, well, the idea of this was to throw a dummy, send Milo, as Milo is coming back in, throw another dummy, and that teaches him he has to bring the dummy back that, as you can see, Pip runs in, the dummy back that he has, and ignore the one that's thrown over his head, so that he doesn't swap birds. Also, this is the first time Milo has spat a dummy at me in ages, so I was a bit surprised, but yeah, Pip got told here she had to sit down because she ran in, which is what I'm trying to teach her not to do. So tried again, throw the dummy out. Idea is to send Milo, he goes and gets that dummy, comes back in, I throw one over his head as he comes back in, Pip goes to get the second dummy. And it did work slightly better this time. As you can see, Pip goes for the dummy and isn't bothered at all by things being thrown over her head. Whereas Milo is extremely excited about dummies still. So he wants to retrieve them all of the time. So I just did this a couple times. It didn't go perfectly, but as I said, I'm just starting my training with Pip, especially on dummies. She'd never done any dummy work before she came to me, I don't think, or she didn't seem to know what dummy was. So that's fine. I'm quite happy to introduce her to them and get her going with them. And I'm actually really enjoying just training with them and doing more training work. As you can see, Milo is like, that is definitely my dummy as well. Pip is still quite unsure even when you send her, she's like, do you want me to go? Do you not want me to go? So yeah, this is just good training all round for both of them, I think.
Good girl. Good girl. Good girl.
Also, as you can probably hear, my sound, which I'm trying to ingrain in Pippa, and she is pretty good with it. That's my no sound, again, as Tasha taught me. And with Milo, you do have to be quite stern with Milo because give him an inch, he'll take a mile. So you do have to be a little bit stern when you say to Milo.
Ew, million dummies. Milo, get on. Milo is obsessed with dummies. And as you can see, this is the joy of training. Ugh, God. They're worse than I thought they were going to be, guys. Well, I've just got back. It wasn't as bad as I thought. I know that Pip fidgets, and I want her, by the time I get to next season, I want Pip to sit still. I know it's not a lot to ask. Like, she didn't run in there. She did run in once when I threw dummies, but when I was doing the training thing where they sit and I throw dummies around them, she didn't run in. She didn't try and get a dummy, but she just fidgets, and I want her to learn to just sit still. So yeah, I'm just going to continue doing that with her and try and desensitize her to stuff like going around her. I don't mind if she positions herself to face me. That's fine, because Milo does that as well, and they're obviously going to watch me. But I just think at the minute she's very fidgety, and it drives me mad, because she's the same. Like, even on a shoot day, for example, if there's cars coming and we're on a road, I can tell Milo to sit and he will sit next to me and not move. Pip will sit, and then she's like, oh, I'm not sure what I'm doing, so I'll just fidget here and I'll just fidget there, and I'm like, I need you to sit still, there's a car coming. So I'm gonna work on that with her. Then with both of them, Milo's never ran in before we got to this season, but it's his first proper season. So he is now, obviously, he's been sent for a couple runners and things. So now, like the other day for Birdland's right in front of him or within a couple meters of him, he'll go get it without me telling him to. So he needs to learn to not do that. And Pip does have a habit of running in, especially like if I'm with Tasha, for example, and her dog is sent for a runner, Pip goes as well, because she's like, well, that dog's gone, so I can go. So she really needs to learn to not run in. So with the dummies there, I threw one out for Milo, sent him, as he's coming back in, threw one over his head, because I need to teach him that the dummy you've got, bring that to me. The other one, ignore it. So that's for him. And also, when he went for his dummy, Pip ran in. So yeah, she got brought back, sat down, told not to move, and then she was fine after that, and she just went when I sent her. But that's probably my biggest pet peeves at the minute, but I'm not too worried about it. Like, I've only got a bit of the shooting season left, and then I'm gonna try and do kind of every day or 5 days a week training with them, just little bits of things. Pip also needs to grow up, she's not very old, so I need to take her to different places and get her to just sit still, because again, when you go out, she's quite unsure and nervous, and she looks for affection from me, so, which is fine. Like, I'll give her a pat on the head if she's being good, but I also want her to learn that you're fine. Like, I'm not going to take you somewhere where you're not going to be fine, so just sit down and relax. So that is what I'm going to work on with them. But yeah, it's probably the nicest dog walk I've had in a while, weather-wise. I'm sick of walking in the rain. And I'm sick of shoot days in the rain as well. So today was nice. It was nice and bright. Well, I'm now on my way to the Didito shop. It's not very far from my house, actually. It's only, I think, like 20-25 minutes. Sorry, this is a little puffin from Iceland, obviously. And my thing that holds my phone is clearly not very steady. But yeah, I'm just going to the shop because Hip needs a little jacket, which everyone laughs at me for, but if you come to live with me, you're gonna get spoiled. And she gets very cold, especially like sat between drives. I don't want her in a jacket all the time, like she's a dog, but when you're sat between drives and it's pissing it down, and I've got like 7 layers on, and even the other day, like Milo never shivers, and the other day he was shivering. I was like, clearly it's cold, and she literally looks like she's about to die. She just has quite a thin coat because she's a cocker. So I'm going to just get they have like a waterproof jacket that you can just throw on them during the drive, and then obviously when she goes off to hunt, I'll just whip it off her and chuck it in my game bag. So I'm going to get her one of those, which everyone will laugh at me for, and everyone makes fun of me on shoot days because I'm soft, but I don't like to be cold and wet, and I'm sure Pippa will appreciate it. Just got back. So Pip, they do like a maroony jacket, but they didn't have any in stock in that colour and in the size, so bright pink. It's a little bit big for her, but the smaller sizes, so it's an 18-inch like across her back obviously, and the smaller sizes weren't waterproof, and obviously we live in England. If there's one thing she needs, it's waterproof. So I went for the bigger size, and then I also bought a boot bag, because the amount of times I get in my car with my Diditos, and like if I'm doing a long journey, I'll put my Crocs on or something, because I don't want to be driving in my Diditos for like 4 hours. They get uncomfortable. Like when you're driving in them, I think not uncomfortable on a shoot day, but yeah. And yeah, they're just muddy and horrible, so I want a boot bag to be able to throw them into. So I bought one of those as well. So I'm now going to finish off my day with some website work. I work with the North Pennines Merlin Group, and I'm doing a website for them, pretty much. So there is a whole plan behind it that will link into being out on the fells as well. But yeah, currently I'm just trying to get the pages done, get loads of like wildlife content into there. So that is what I'm probably going to spend the next 2 hours doing, even though it's, what is it, 3:30 now? Oh, so yeah, actually that's not that bad. So yeah, I'm going to spend the next few hours doing that. This is where I've got to so far. So we're just inputting aims and objectives, a few little facts and figures. That's going to link into a page to tell more about us and what we do. And this will obviously be a blog section, which I have lots of news articles to build for them. Little contact us, and then we also have, which I'm just working on currently, I need to edit
how it loads, because as you can see, it is very laggy. But these are going to be all about wildlife. Give you a little fact about all of them. So far, pretty pleased to say most of these images are mine, and then we have some from another photographer who lives over that way, James Little, who I follow on Instagram. He's very good, so we've got some of his as well. And then I've had to gen up a bit on my plant life, and then obviously this is not finished yet, but these all tell you a little fact about what these different things are. So yeah, that's where we've got to so far, and then I just need to work more on this page, like I say, do all the news pieces. So lots of good facts and figures on here. Well, I haven't filmed anymore. I've had an afternoon of I went to the detour, got back, did a little bit of work, and then I just been to the shops, and I'm now actually going to go do some more work. So this is where like being self-employed is great, because I'm like, I can go out tomorrow and pick up, but I will probably work till 10 o'clock tonight because I have stuff that I want to get done. So in some ways it's great, in other ways work-life balance it's good, but yeah, I do work most nights till quite late. I definitely don't have a 9 till 5 schedule. I'm currently eating a beetroot salad, by the way. I'm already thinking about 2024 and expanding my business and new things that I want to do. I love how Milo's just drinking his whole way through this video. New things that I want to do, new things that I want to achieve. So yeah, I feel good about 2024. I feel like 23 has just been manic, and there's definitely new things that I want to do next year, which I'm gonna have to make time for somehow, but I will do it because I enjoy the things that I want to do more of. So I'm going to make that happen, I think. But this is probably going to be the end of the video because I'm literally just doing website work tonight. So I'm going to do that while I watch Modern Family with my fire on, with my doggies, and that's it. That is a day in my life.